All right, fellow gamers, this is Maryland with another duel, and this time the two players are here with me. So Darkwolf, say hi,
Hi.
and
Fiction
Sabel,
tell.
yeah, and Sabelkat.
Hello.
So,
Why do you sound so happy?
well, he's always happy. He seems to always be happy. It seems to me. So here's turn two. I didn't bother with turn one, and what I've done previously when we do these is first have a quick look at scales. Look for the pretender. So here he is. You've got an all father. You've got bad scales, but not horrific scales. We've seen a lot worse in the duels. You know, you didn't take Drain 3 and you didn't take Turmoil, so. And your All Father is awake. All Fathers start with Air and Death as their base pass, right?
And S.
And Astral. Okay, so 3 pass. Well, that's pretty nice. We'll see your Bless fairly soon. And then over here for Pangea, Sabkat, you've got the Frost Foster. So you've got Rainbow. I'm expecting Classic, Stat Bless. You went Drain,
Yeah.
Misfortune,
Yeah, it's
Death.
classic.
Not quite horrible Turmoil, and not quite horrible Sloth. And you didn't take Death at all there, Darkwolf.
Nope.
Interesting. Okay.
That I should note that if I did this again, I definitely completely take a different build because this build was sort of memey. But I
Was it?
also should have taken Death 3. I don't know why, but I just wasn't thinking when I designed
Yeah,
some of my scales.
almost
I should have
everybody's
taken Death
taking
Drain.
Death.
Yeah, I should have taken Death Drain for the extra points to get some more value.
Well, what I've
Yeah,
noticed
yes.
is people are taking Drain if they got a Rainbow Researcher, but they're not taking Drain if they take a Titan or something, because it's probably going to
Uh,
go fight. That's what I've
mhm.
noticed. That's sort of
Uh,
a general concept I've seen in the duels.
yeah. Though it's worth noting the Allfather has stupid research. Like it's got rainbow research.
Mm-hmm. It's more a
So
case of
it's
how much you think it'll stay home.
yeah.
Like if you're going to stay home 12 turns and get your key research, sure, why not? Uh, but if you're going to buy him a few trinkets and have him go fight turn two, then you might as well take or you don't really want to take Drain. Maybe depends.
It's also very nation dependent. If you have cheap elite mages with high research, then Drain is okay. But if you only have
Yeah.
like those 70 gold researchers with 7 or 6
Yeah,
research, then
yeah.
you're
You
never
drop
getting
Yeah.
anywhere with Drain 3.
you drop those down to 4 research, and you might as well not buy them.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've seen Drain and Magic so far. Okay. So neither of you guys did blind expand, which makes sense because both had to actually buy some sacreds, and your start armies are okay. You both got okay start armies. And then independence wise, so you Dark Wolf has some fishmen, some blowpipes, some simple militians. That's easy, and then some Amazons, which I think the biggest trouble with Amazons for me is they might have some ugly air magi. And then over here, you Sabelkat, you have heavies and slingers. So now I've noticed, and I'm not an expert, but it seems sometimes slingers there's a hidden mage, but no elephants. So you got lights and archers. That's easy. You got heavies and slingers again, and over here you got maybe 20 heavy cavalry with nothing else. So neither of you got that kind of miserable stuff that Lucid got in his first game, where everything around him was just ugly. Just ugly. But that was against you, wasn't it, Darkwolf?
No.
No, it wasn't. Okay. I'd have to look that up. I've been doing so many of these, like I had 6 hours of stream yesterday. I got pretty bug-eyed. I was getting a little wonky.
The forever tool.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
I convinced those guys to move it to slow mode, and I'll just download the turns and do it after the fact because
That's
that was
probably
getting too
real.
slow. Well, you were there
I
last night towards
I
the end,
was,
weren't you?
yeah.
Yeah, that was getting too slow. I
Yeah.
was desperately
I
trying
think
to
you
find
should
other
probably
things to
do
show.
all the duels the way you were doing our duel, because I think
Well,
our turns consistently stayed quickly because we weren't Like they pretty consistently stayed fast, but like if it dragged on a bit longer, I could have even seen our turns going longer because they were going to 5.
I
But like
think
the
what I
midpoint,
will do is if I stream live, if it starts to slow down, I'm going to just say, okay, let's move to, I'll set the turns to be sent to me. There's only one problem with having the turn sent to me. They all come through with the same name.
yeah, you have to
Uh,
rename them. I know it's so
I
painful.
know, well, and they all say Mod Nation 249. So then I have a hard time figuring out which one's which game. And I don't want to be doing like 3 of those at the same time. That's just going to be a pain in the
Yeah.
ass. But yours is all finished. It's all clean and tidy. Okay, so I think that's enough for turn 2. Let's jump ahead. And maybe don't tell me your builds until I see them, if you don't mind. I'd
Okay.
like to kind of
Yeah.
see them in surprise. I'm going to see them immediately because there's White Centaurs and there's Sacreds, right? Oh no, not maybe.
There's a mage in there, mage priest. It looks like.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So let's look here. So take a quick glance. Okay. So you used your bits of Start Army chaff just to. And who did you take on first? One of the easy ones? Slingers and heavies. And there was nothing funky there. There's no strange magi or anything. And you've got your prophet. X-Con, give it to you. Okay,
Dude,
good
I didn't
prophet
name
name.
anything this game.
Oh, didn't you? I don't
No.
usually do it. I always forget to rename my prophet.
Yeah.
And then I realize I've made the prophet. Now I want to rename him, and I can't. Oh, what do we got here? Twist Fate. And Thunder Weapons.
Twist Fate is a criminally underrated bless.
Well, we're taking it in a Disciples game right now. With it's a weird one. It's a meme game. It's all 3 monkey nations as a team. So it's an all ages, and each team is 1 nation, 3 ages. Yep. So we're taking Twist Fate because the guy wanted to play a high astral something. And I said, you know, Ethereal's just going to get trashed because somebody's going to take magic weapons. And Fate Weaving's good, but it's hard to make work right.
Fate Weaving is a really, really, really busted spell, and it works a lot of very similar to Mossbody in the way that it interacts with different layers of protection.
Yeah, so it's cool. I've done some Fate Weaving. I've done some testing in one game. But anyways, that's kind of diverting from this game. So you've got cold resistance, shock weapons.
No, it's not Fate Weaving. It's Twist Fate.
No, I know so you have Twist Fate. I was just saying.
Fate Weaving. Yes, right.
Yeah. I was saying I did a game with Fate Weaving and some testing, and then but we are actually doing a game with Twist Fate because he wanted a high astral pretender. So if you're going a high astral pretender, Witch Bless, and it was either magic weapons plus arcane finesse or one of the big ones.
Yes.
But we're monkeys, and I think Twist Fate's going to be really solid on the naked Sacreds. All right, and you took some Undying and a little bit of Strength. So you're going to hit really hard and almost all the time. Okay.
That's the plan. And hopefully shock people so that I can slap them harder.
All right. And otherwise, I think we could speed this up because... So you actually put your centaurs on throw their jabs. A lot of people don't. I think it's kind of a shame because especially with strength,
especially with thunder weapons, then it's just
well, yeah. What do they hit for? So they're hitting for 13 damage, range 8 plus the thunder weapons. Oh no, that's not them. Here they are. There we are. There's their javelin. 18 damage javelins, range 11. Yeah, shame not to use them. Do you know Lanka?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do a meme build with the their Sacred Javelin guys. I've never done it, but I've always wanted to try it.
Wow.
Yeah.
The name of the week.
I don't know what would work well. Obviously strength, because you might end up with something crazy like range 20 javelins or whatever. Most people go the Palancashes, the fairly heavily armored falchions. But
they're also good.
They are, except for no helmet. That sometimes hurts. All right, now let's see what you got. So you got nice and clean. You just took the easies. Let's take a look at your bless here. What do we got happening? Yeah, so those are your classic Huskarls.
It's
So
my
you didn't,
starting troops.
yeah, you didn't bring
It's
any
just starting troops,
sacreds,
yeah.
but at least we can have a look at your bless. Okay. Oh, regen and blood surge? That's all? Oh.
The memes.
Oh boy, that's a very light bless.
This
Relatively.
is the only format where that is a light bless.
Well, it's a light bless for this. Wow. Okay. Well, that's interesting. We'll see how that works. Yeah, that caught me off guard. And especially that you took the Allfather, but then you went for a nature bless. All right, I want to see what you're doing with your Allfather when you get to it. So, you guys got any comments on turn 3?
Not really.
Yeah,
Not really.
it's pretty clean. Let's just jump ahead then. And what we'll probably be seeing, I'm imagining, is you guys are working to get those second expansion parties out very soon.
And maybe I may have one comment, and that is I actually saw your bless this turn because of Pangea has silly harpies. And
Oh, you were all the way over there already?
yes.
Yeah,
and
he was
I
telling
Really?
me that's what most of the time waiting was him getting harpies and moving them. I know for a fact he had every province scouted.
I'm sure he
to
did.
be on there.
I mean, it's Pangea. Why not? I mean, that's anybody with flying scouts. But I'm a scout nut. I try to
Yeah, I
scout
am too.
everything
Who
I
needs
do too.
because I
who
hate.
needs to
I'm
have got when you have scouts?
in All Stars right now. We're attacking Lucids immediately. We just finished our NAP, and I can't scout anything because the damn bugger's been patrolling everything. Because
Yeah.
he's blood hunting. So I'm gonna have to attack blind. Okay,
It's the
so
worst.
we'll go to the map first. Okay, we have a success here. Now, I saw, and not a success there. That was just your start army. Okay, and then 2 successes for Pan. So let's start with this one, maybe from an interest point of view. So is there anything really that goes wrong here? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I just lost.
Yeah, and it happens. In Lernian, I had Midgard. I sent the start army at what I thought was similar to this and wouldn't be a problem, and it just a little bit of bad RNG and it went bad. Oh, and none of your jobs hit, so that hurts. Yeah, I mean, arguably, you've got the better troops and the better stats.
And I have
all it
Root of
takes-
Thorns going off too.
Pardon me?
It was sad.
Oh, you
And,
you were
Walker was there.
you were smiting. No, oh, there you go. They just ran early.
Yeah.
And that's pretty early because their losses were fairly minimal. If we look here, how many died? You've lost 2 Huskarls. 1, 2.
5, 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6 serfs. Yeah, that was just bad luck that you ran before they ran. It's just a case of the morale check failed for you. And over here, okay, so 4 hell herdings. That's not many. Why?
Now I should note it was a duel, so I didn't test.
That's
I will
fine.
note I was very pleasantly surprised how well the Hell Herdings performed with this bless.
Well, it sure would keep them alive. Only 14 hit points, but I mean, a lot of what gets them, and then blood surge. Okay. So, most people stack death just so they don't get hit, but then if they get harassed by being surrounded, that's been the trouble I've had with trying to use elf cavalry. Is if you
think
don't
blood
send
surge-
enough, they very easily get harassed down, and they're dead. Oh, and nets that comes close. But see, I think that's where the regen's saving you.
But blood surge alone is probably also just a really good bless for them to expand because
Yeah.
they just start repelling and repelling and repelling with that high.
Well,
high
in
HP
Lernian,
attack.
we took larger, and I believe blood surge and defense and attack.
I don't like larger on elf cavalry.
I'm
feel
not
like it
sure
lowers
it
your
worked.
elf density too much because you get what happens is one elf gets harassed by like double the troops it would normally be harassed.
Yes. Yeah. In hindsight, I'm not sure because you get them to size 4, so you've only got one a square. Yeah, no, I'm not entirely sure it worked out, but anyways, I think it's only the second
Yeah,
time I've
I
ever
think
tried
that's
larger.
yeah.
But no,
I
it
think
didn't.
that's about
It didn't do
for
that well for us.
for this turn.
I think you're better off with now. Yeah, there's better things to do with your earth and nature if you've gone with the rainbow bless than larger. I wouldn't use larger with elves in the future.
I'd say
But yeah,
Pangea
I
is
think
that
that's
borderline. I was really close to picking
yeah.
larger because it's just so many stats. It's like,
Larger's really
but,
good on Pangea. I think
Yeah,
if you take attack.
I think
but
it is.
but
But
as you said, I needed the attack density against elves because I was sure you had
Yeah.
like at least 6 extra defense skill.
I took it on Martha, and I used Shard Guard. And then later on, I realized, oh, I kind of made a mistake. I went back to using the Seal Guard because they were stunningly good larger with attack. They were better than the Seal Guard or the Shard Guard. And they're not so goddamn slow. My problem with Shard Guard is they're just so slow. They get shot so much before they engage. And just the chip damage. And the larger doesn't really help you too much there. I think I'd do larger again on Agartha, but I'd stick if middle age where you've got the size 5 guys, or yeah, they're 5s, I think.
Which is also pretty good on statues.
Yeah. So, but you know, the guidance or the ideas behind it is things with a long weapon. You go from length 4 to length 5, like 3 to 5, 4. That pays off. Is it enough to cover the loss of density? I mean, larger on size 2s is kind of genius, but.
A final note on the Nazi. My favorite nation to go larger with is early age Arco, just because they are
on Arco.
Yeah, they are size 4 usually, so they become size 5, and with larger they can actually raid an extra province deep into the opponent's land with that extra movement speed. So it's so silly.
Well, we sure did notice yesterday that as good as Wind Riders are, they do not take. I mean, 1v1, they were just being wiped out by Boar Warriors. And Boar Warriors are nothing that wonderful. It's just you get a lot of them. But
anyway,
all right.
If we want to
back to this game. Well, wandering off into crazy stuff is always fun. Oh, you lost one white centaur there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine having worse expansion than me with white centaurs.
I actually had to. I was inside. I looked at that battle and tried to figure out what happened, and there was. That one centaur got shot 3 times with crossbows or something like that.
Oh, did he? Okay.
It was some insane rolls going on here. Like it was just the same centaur taking all the hits.
Well, you know you can kind of quickly figure that out if you jump over here to F1.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It was just.
Okay, it's this guy. He's gone berserk.
Oh yeah, he's also bleeding.
And he got it was a spear. 2 spears. Got him.
And hit in the head afterwards. So
yeah.
Now he's bleeding.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's why. So, just a bit of bad luck there. Yeah. What do you think do you like small squads of 4 or do you prefer the little bit bigger?
Like in general, I think 2 white centaurs and a mage could take your average standard early age province, but this is just whatever I can produce in a turn, and I'm shipping out. So
the only bugger I've seen, and it happens, is every once in a while your Hierophant gets shot and runs away or something, and that just happens. Like who was it I was watching was doubling up his Hierophants in most of his fights just to be sure that everything got blessed, and then if anything went wrong, they didn't run away.
If you looked in that battle, my mage is also casting Barkskin, or maybe it's actually Stone Skin he's casting just to
on himself
at the end of his script. Yeah,
so you've got that. Yeah, because you've got the early research.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got Stone Skin already. Yeah, there you go.
Just to prevent that from happening. Just blessing, Stone Skin.
The other one we've seen an awful lot is when you've got small squads of sacreds, sometimes some part of the other army will flank around them and go straight for your commander, and then you're kind of buggered. See, I like to bring at least some kind of garbage along.
Yeah.
Just to cover those edges.
He should also be on advancing cast spells afterwards, so he should not be that far behind all of the other ones. And they are, no, they're not on attack. No, they're firing, so they are not on attack closest yet. But that should help protect them also.
Right. All right, and then over here, that's not really much to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything really to see there. All right, let's go to 5. Yeah, 5. Okay, 2 fights each. Quick glance at the province graph. Okay, you're a little bit ahead there, Sabelkat. And what do we got here?
Oh, no.
Remnants of the starting army with 4 Hill Herdings and a Van Hers. Oh, and you had to deal with Dark Vines, so that went quite well, really.
Yeah, I had to combine there because of said Dark Vines.
Sure. Oh, and this is... Oh, you're Allfather. So you decided you'll send him out to be Mr. SC. Did you get him any splash of junket? Oh, there you go. That's always good. The lion pelt's awesome. Oh, right. And
did you find that lion pelt, or did you forge it?
I started with construction too.
Okay.
So the random magic just worked good for you. So does he get shot by blowpipes? I'm wondering. Do they put him to sleep? No. Well, a little bit. His fatigue's up a bit. Looks like some blowpipe trouble.
I was really surprised when I saw you got, because I had a harpy in your capital. I was like,
oh,
okay,
and you're out of your own candles.
That's how you knew to get the...
No, I didn't see any guard because he has glamour, so I couldn't see him.
Oh, yeah.
But,
yeah,
but
you're
I did
out.
see him pretty
Oh, look at the stupid blowpipes mess you up. Look at that. Your fatigue is 67. Yeah,
no, and I realized it later, but the biggest issue with him, with his starting kit, is he dies to piercing weapons or ranged attacks if he doesn't have air shield.
Right. Okay. Well, there you go. Anyways, he didn't die.
No, he didn't die. He didn't get afflicted either. He just runs.
Okay, so that went well. And you're jumping ahead of your candles, but sometimes that's a risk you want to take.
Yeah.
I gotta turn the candles on. How's your spread going? Hey, your spread's not bad. Yeah, your spread's not bad. But the only one that's... Now, this is now in your candles, but that happened after he was there, yeah. Yeah, because Pretender spread occurs after the fights. Okay, so you tried 2, got 1. And you got... Okay, you lost nothing, but that's a pretty minimal fight. What about these guys? Did you reinforce them? You did. So you're now at 6. Now, how many white centers are you able to make a turn with your scales? 3?
Right now or later? Because
right now.
Currently, I think 6.
You can actually afford 6?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's more than my Dom afforded me.
Yeah. Yeah, you went pretty low. You only went 4 candles.
I couldn't afford anymore. This, like I told you, complete meme of a build.
Yeah. So what were your paths here?
5 to 6.
We should have a look at this. Okay, we knew about the 7 nature and the 4 blood. When you really spread your magic around, so you've got buffing through the roof once you get the magic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's jump a turn then. Unless any more comments on this turn?
I don't think so on my end. Actually, the biggest issue with the Allfather, with that path spread, is once you get Alt 3, you don't have enough buff slots.
You don't have enough.
You can't cast enough spells to use
all your paths. Right. So you've actually got more buff paths than you could actually use.
Just have a utility belt of schools.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, because you only get 5 buffs.
Yeah.
At least he doesn't have to blast. All right. So that was 5. Let's go to 6. So 2 fights each. We'll review successes here on the map. Okay, nice success there. 6. That's tidy. What have you got here? The remnants of the Start Army and 4 Hell Herdings. And that was the blowpipes. Oh, so I guess the Allfather must have killed all the Vinemen. So all you had
Yeah,
left
he
was the
killed all the
blowpipes.
Vinemen and the other druid.
Oh, okay. Well, that made a pretty easy fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we really need to watch this.
No.
Okay.
I think from here on, I think both of our fights were pretty.
I'll just kind of glance over, commenting on any attrition. So you lost some satyrs. Big whoopee.
Reducing upkeep.
Yeah. Oh, now strategically, so you're kind of pushing 2 directions, leaving the center right now. Then you can get at the center from your capital when you head back.
Yeah, exactly. Also, that fight
Now-
up there is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, go ahead there, Darkwolf.
I was going to say it's worth noting the original plan with the Allfather was to siege his cap turn 7.
Okay.
However, I tested it, and Pangaea is one of the few nations where even with air shield at alt 2 he loses against the cap with a Kith Pelt.
Really?
Just the
Yeah.
province difference.
Just the PD.
Just to the PD. Really?
Yeah, at alt 2. All the human
Okay.
nations lose, all the giant nations lose, but Pangaea wins. Do I know
Because-
why? I think it's all the piercing weapons.
Okay. Okay.
Because they
I'm
get
trying to
through all of
remember.
the proc.
I don't remember your PD, but
It's
But he gets-
satyrs, centaurs.
well, and you get a
It's nothing
Hierophant, don't
amazing.
you? But he gets a Hierophant.
Yeah, it's nothing amazing. I was
Okay.
just like, let me test this just in case, and I tested it like the turn I was going to do it, and I'm like, shit, this doesn't work.
Okay. All righty.
Also, Maryland,
Mhm.
you should probably check out the top fight up there. If I
Oh,
remember
okay.
correctly.
Okay.
That,
Ooh. Oh, you hit Cloud Magi. Okay.
Yeah, that was an oof.
Yeah. Hey, negative. How you doing? Got extra people here today. Both the players are here with me. Well, these are always trouble though because you can't see them. So you bump up against them blindly unless you do scout probing. And you actually ended
start
up with
more blindly.
3 of them. Yeah. Did you get any of the loot? They probably don't. They probably run
No,
away.
I didn't.
Yeah. It's pretty hard. Unless you know they're there and you plan a specialized attack to grab the loot, most of the time these independent magi run away. Okay, now you're on advance and cast.
Yeah, he's
Oh, you killed that guy. So
Yeah.
there's a chance you
Didn't
might have
got
got. This is basically an after action report, yes, because Darkwolf and Sabelkat, we couldn't organize to all be playing at the same time and they needed to play a little
That
slower.
happened accidentally.
Yeah. So, anyways, I just saved the turns. I got them organized, and we're going over it now. This was from Friday, right? You guys played on Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, any other comments on turn 6?
No, not on
No.
my end.
All right, let's jump to 7. We could probably punch through a lot of this pretty quick.
I think the only comment I have written to you in an in-game message.
Oh, here we are. All right. An earth site. Okay, so you've got extra earth gems, and that's nice.
Yes.
We got 3 attacks each. So I'm going to glance at the prop. Okay, you guys are now on the same slope, so you're kind of going neck and neck. Both have 3 solid expansion parties, which means, the couple of small slowdowns for Helheim here aren't going to affect it. You are almost in contact. Now, at this point in time, Darkwolf, were you able to see where Pangaea was?
Yeah, I could see his movements.
You
I
had
have
scouts
seen
there,
stuff.
or
I didn't have too many. I had like 2, I think, but I was
Mhm.
generally able to see where his parties were.
well, you only have. I mean, you can kind of keep track of what's going on. You only have really 3 routes. You got the northern,
Yeah.
the southern, and the central, so you can
But-
kind of set your scouts where they need to be.
I also, at this stage, saw his bless, and that made me like. I didn't like the bless because I'm like, shit, I'm gonna lose every sacred fight.
Oh, okay. It's going to be a little tough for you.
Yeah,
Roger.
because if he took like defense skill or something, it kind of like comes into a situation where he has trouble finishing mine off before they can regen a little because they both dodge
Right.
each other. But with a
Right.
bless like that, it's like
Hey, Barkay. Yeah, I didn't have time to put up an announcement. We just, all three of us happened to be available, and we just jumped in and decided, let's do this. Let's just look at the glancing. So no attrition, just heavies and slingers. What about here? You lost 1 white centaur, but that was 11 heavy cavalry, so that's not a bad result at all. Because that's a fairly light. Probably, I'm guessing that your smiting was a significant help. I found that smites with heavy cavalry do really help. And they are failing to hit you.
his sacreds just win. His sacreds win
Yeah.
versus everything. Don't even
Yeah.
worry about it.
Yeah. Well, I was just checking out the attrition part.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see if
I
the
have
smites are having some. Yeah, the smites are working. So, okay, that shows enough. And you had a third fight somewhere.
Yeah, to the left, my cap.
Here we are. Okay, a little bit of attrition there. Again, the heavy cavalry. But I don't. Now, I'm curious to see what happens here. Have you changed up your gear, Darkwolf?
No,
So you're just wearing the lion pelt. But I bet you've changed up your script. There you go.
I don't
Personal
think I did.
regen.
Yeah, I got enchant 2.
Okay. Yeah, well,
And
that's
then
very
Windmill
useful.
too.
Oh, and stone skin. So you're up at 25 protection. Okay, that's near immunity. Yeah. All you're going to see now is chip damage. And flying shield. Oh, okay. And quicken self. Good grief.
I also had a scout in that province when you moved in there, and I was.
Oh, is this when you freaked out and started
I
mass
was-
producing GSSs everywhere?
Yeah, exactly.
And he
Man,
flies
that's so
to the
many
back.
GSSs.
I only had
You
one.
really?
It felt like they were everywhere.
He was also everywhere and stealthing around and trying to catch him.
Well, that's kind of fun. Okay, good setup there. He sure could use a little reinvigoration, but you'll get there.
But you really had me sweating when he was just started, when standing there in the middle, just fronting me.
Yeah.
Like, I had my expansion party on the other side. I was like, oh, do I expand towards him, or is he just going in there and kicking out a lot of white centaurs?
Right. Okay, that one was clean, so nothing to really to see here. And that was clean. Okay. Any other comments on this turn? This is turn 7.
This is the turn I tested it and started crying when I realized I couldn't actually take his cap.
Oh, bummer. So a little bit of there's a term I tend to use. Something that came up yesterday in the duel. Rail brought up a great word, which is agency, which is sometimes used to describe, I call it, say, freedom of action, or how much ability you have to respond. Are you stuck? Some little like initiative. Go ahead.
No, nothing.
Oh, you said, "Hey, Dad." See, I hear that all the time, but that's when my son is visiting.
No. But yeah,
You're not my son.
But yeah, that Allfather really put up some pressure and some
Yeah.
pressure.
Well, and I see four fights for Helheim and only 2 for Pan, so I'm kind of guessing, I'm going to toss it out there. Were you feeling a little need to pull back and regroup?
I really did, because I was.
Because you
When
saw
I saw that,
Allfather?
I was sure he's gonna sit on my cap, and
Right.
I was expecting him. I saw he only had alteration 2, the stone skin, but I was sure if he must have something home researching, and if he gets to alteration 3 and he gets moss body, protective force, iron skin, then and he's able to cast the shock resistance on himself, then my white centaurs is never gonna touch him.
Right. Well, if we look here at the research graph, it's more even than I thought it would be. So you could see here, I could see quite clearly the Allfather researched for what, 2 turns or 3? 2 maybe. And then, but you've actually got some decent researchers back at home. So that's pretty solid. Whereas Pangaea here, Sabelkat, you've only got your Frostfather researching because the slope of your graph hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have all of your Hierophants out leading armies.
Or
All the
forging. I
ones.
think I
Or
have one
forging.
dude who's on great sort of sharpness duty, but
Okay. And then you commented about gem income. So you lucked out, got a site.
yes.
Yeah, so your national is just nature.
Yeah.
I could see why you found that to be very useful. And
Just,
where is that site? Well, you found something here, but a library. So you've got sages,
yes.
possibly.
I did get
And this
sages.
is a 1 earth gem.
Yeah, that's the one I
Right.
found with my Earthmate.
Right.
Just.
And you haven't found any sites yet here, Darkwolf. But you probably
No, I
haven't
even started
searched.
searching.
Nah,
Yeah.
no.
I'm trying to get to alt 4.
Right,
For,
right. So you've got body ethereal and everything else. Okay, well that's 8. Fairly clean. See, these are, yeah, small bit of attrition, but that's a lot of Amazons. And, ooh, pretty hefty attrition here. Little
Just,
both
it
out.
was Vines and Jane Maidens outnumbering me.
Yeah, they did Vine Arrow and stuff on you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that knocks your defense to 0. Vine Arrow and Earth Meld and all that stuff are the unpleasantness of elfing. Oh, and your start army is done. Finally. The fact that it lasted to turn 8 is pretty good. And the Allfather, yeah. Okay, we'll jump ahead to 9. Oh, we're almost halfway through the turns already. Another messenger. You found the library? Yes, we saw that. Let there be sages. Yes, sir. Oh, and magic duel it. Oh,
Yeah. Exactly.
Did you have any inkling that this was coming there, Darkwolf?
I knew Magic Duel was a threat, but it was a situation where like my build was kind of lynched on my cut, so I couldn't like hide it. You know what I mean? Because it's not like I was running a rainbow or anything. This is like the entirety of my point investment was into this dude.
Absolutely.
So it was just kind of something I had to try to stealth regularly and beware of.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know about the stages. My worry was his god teleporting.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a possibility. But of course, one of the frustrations with dealing with stealthy guys is they stealth out before magic phase, so it's very hard to catch them.
Yeah. But if you have a sage in every army, then that helps a lot.
It sure does. Somebody's sending me. Okay, I'll deal with that later. That's your partner, Darkwolf, wanting to set up your game.
Oh yeah.
We'll get that going fairly quick. Oh, all right. So you snuck in behind, or the Allfather jumped across, one or the other. You guys are slipping past each other.
Was him playing dance around the Allfather? I will note. The Allfather couldn't take the cap. He probably didn't know that, so I expect he had people patrolling for it.
Right.
Yeah, but besides that, it was literally just like my Allfather was trying to constantly catch parties and stuff.
Yeah, so you guys are having this double stealth, both stealthy sides slipping past each other, trying to catch each other. You're leaving a fair bunch of independents you're not even bothering with because you're already more or less focused on fighting each other. Is that a reasonable summary?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah. I think I grabbed them all by like a bit, but it's not like I think it's like a reserve party I dedicate to it.
Yeah.
And even for them, I think some indies like survive till we're done.
Well,
I believe so too.
These larger maps, some of these indies are a long stretch from where you really need to be focusing. So whether or not it's worthwhile to send a party towards them for the bit of gold. Now, anything in the... Oh, you found a site here?
Oh, I site searched.
You did. Well, it might have been it might have been one of those sites that you get automatically.
Yeah, no, because I remember when I started site searching, this hadn't happened yet. So yeah, it's right where the party took. I think I stole his sites.
Oh, okay. Oh, did you steal the Earth site? No, this one here.
Oh, that one.
No, that's a freebie, so you don't have to search for that one.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try to look at the research graph again.
Let's look at research. Sounds good.
If it... No, okay, sorry. That's not this turn.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Any more comments on 9?
Nope.
All right,
The only
let's
thing
move
is
on.
that I just taken the forest to the left, and you can see the huge stack of white centaurs in my cap. They all
I
return
saw
home
the
to
stack of white
protected
centaurs in your cap, yeah. And
because
horned
the
serpents.
Allfather has yeah and horned serpents.
Well, sometimes you just need meat.
Mm-hmm. And they have okay attack skill.
All right, let's go to 10. So close to both of you have 3 fights. Well, no, you got 2 attacks on Independence by Helheim, 3, and Pangea, you attack Helheim twice, and then 1 independent. So let's look over the map. Oh, where the Allfather has gone into hiding, looks like.
And yeah,
very
that's the start of that paranoia.
Right. Yeah, very low PD, just 1 PD. Oh, there he is. He went back here and took some independence. Okay. So you just...
That's where he went.
And just another bunch of independents here and another bunch of independents there. That's quite a large army, relatively. White centaurs. Over here. Oh, that army has to go home. That was the end of that army.
Oh, I will note I made a funny mistake nearby. You'll see next turn, I think.
Next turn? Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't this one. I mean, this one, it's just, I'm guessing these guys might even be kind of crippled up. Nope. There just weren't enough of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that guy's beat up a little. Okay. Well, I don't see much else here in 10. Shall we move on?
I think that's it.
I had one thing there next to my cap. I moved a huge chunk of
I see that.
white centaurs in there, and that's because I was expecting you got to move in there, just going for my cap.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you could either move into there or into where I found the Earth side, and I only had 1 Dominion in that province, so I was expecting you to go in there.
Well, that brings up something I'm curious about. How fast is this guy?
Lightning speed.
28 map move, but does not fly, but does sail. So
No, he has
there's
flying.
he does have flying. Okay, so he's really, so you're typically
He's-
almost 4 provinces, even offensively.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can really move.
He's kind of crazy.
And he doesn't have any survivals, but you don't really need them with flying. It doesn't really apply. So yeah, he can really move. Okay. And then it's too bad we don't have a winter for this map, because it would be nice to see the cold without having to click. So you spread, did you guys both take cold? No, you took heat.
My Dom is just way more spread than his.
Yeah, so you've, did I turn candles off again?
That's because I have higher max Dominion, so it
I
spreads out slower.
Yeah, I did turn that on. So things are pretty chilly, which means at least you can ignore, well, there aren't a lot of rivers on this map, are there? There's very few.
Only the connections, like
Just
the shortcut
these.
connections.
Right.
No,
right.
further to the left. Further
Further
to the left.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see that?
Oh, there's a
across
river
the-
there, yeah.
Behind, there's
Yeah,
a mountain
right.
pass and there's a river.
Right. Yeah, it'd be nice. I'm going to see if this is the most popular of the maps so far. This is the Wrap chart, right? Or
Gauntlet.
no, this
Short.
is the Gauntlet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the short version. I think we've talked to Executor about making a version without it being a river and a pass, and then extending the bit between them by 1 tile.
Okay, I had a big talk with him, and he was not feeling terribly motivated to make more dueling maps because he found that the response had not been great. And I said, well, I think the response from the tournament's really good because people are jumping on his maps all the time.
The response for this map felt great. I don't know. It could be his other maps, because I have heard people complain about his other map content, but it's
Well, some people just complain.
yeah.
So there is a certain amount of
the
just
dueling
that.
scene formed practically around it. Like, it's the only map we played.
Right. Okay. You guys got any more comments on 10? I think we're done.
Nope.
Okay. I just would like to see, from my point of view, when casting, the winter map would make it easier for me. That's all I was thinking about. It doesn't have anything to do with the functionality. It just makes it easier for me to be able to comment on Okay, how is temperature spreading? Is it seriously affected? So, good chunk of fights. Only 2 between you guys. The rest are independents. So, you guys have decided to get your money going. Because you're both
Dude,
grabbing independents.
both of us are playing nations that are expensive. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Mine
Well,
more so than his, though.
I'm only commenting mainly because yesterday, both of the players left a lot of money, a lot of gold and potential gems unclaimed, and yet they weren't attacking each other. They were just sitting there with a stare off. It was kind of weird.
What's our income actually comparatively?
Your income? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
I think it's really close. Oh, what the heck?
That's neck and neck.
Oh yeah, it's the darkness event this turn.
Oh, I missed that.
It delayed my forts.
So, do either of you have some native dark vision, don't you?
I don't think so.
Neither of you do? No.
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 You can check.
Oh, yeah.
Version.
Oh, no, that's just spirit sight. That's not dark vision.
Native spirit sight.
Okay, so the darkness is mutually painful, but really doesn't change the balance between your two nations.
I actually don't think I even noticed that there was constant darkness.
Well, you
I
just
did because I wanted to build a fort, and I'm like, why am I so broke?
yeah, it just shows here really easily.
I was actually flooding in money.
Oh, and you guys are
We had the
equal
same
on
money.
the research now.
Yeah, but white centaurs are too cheap.
Yeah, they are much cheaper. And your mages are cheaper too.
Yeah, exactly. I was starting to
Alheim's
spam.
just so expensive.
Oh, your
I
mages
only
are
recruited-
brutally expensive.
You
Yeah.
can even see I started recruiting in the forests to just get extra chef.
Okay. Well, there you go. All right. Let's look at the ones that were actually between each other. So you attacked the independents.
No, we bumped.
Oh, and then a bump.
So that
Oh, but-
actually, that commander was supposed to be scripted to retreat, but like.
Oh, okay. And then, you decided to attack with the one remaining hell.
That was the mistake. I like zoned out
Okay.
and attacked with that party.
Yeah, that wasn't going to work, was it?
No.
Not too likely. Not too likely. What have you got
The
here?
elf autopilot.
See here, you've got quite a big bunch of hell herdings, relatively. And here, well, this one's getting on the small side. Oh, but that was a harpy attacking you.
I was just pinging it to see if his god was there.
Right. Oh, and there's some horned serpents.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. You got a little bit beat up by monkeys.
Yeah.
Maryland, the monkey
monkeys.
aficionado, is so happy.
You know, I don't play them that often anymore. But I've always liked them thematically. I used to play them much of the time, but now it's usually if there's something, somebody brings them up or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I think
I don't-
that's it this turn.
I think so. I don't play a lot of games, 2 or 3 at a time. More than that is too much.
I think it's wild how dead neck even we are on income and provinces and everything. It is.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
are very close. Very close.
But I think this is where around where you start to see the big difference between us.
Oh, is it? Okay. So shall we look through the messages or
Yeah.
go
I'd
through
say
the messages?
just look through the fights.
So that's just you kill a few PD, big deal. You kill a little bit of PD, big deal. Here, ooh, okay. So mutual destruction. So on a
It's
one-to-one
worth noting.
basis, yeah.
His sacreds are better than mine.
Mm-hmm.
Like just not even like straight up better.
But you also did have PD, so he had to kill some PD before he could wipe out your hell herdings.
And I forgot to set my commander to attack with that great sort of sharpness.
Well, and your blast is not particularly suited to taking on white centaurs. It's not bad, but it's mostly a survival blast. Rather than
Especially against his bless. I don't have chakras or anything to avoid being hit.
yeah. Well, you hit that guy hard. Boy, you really hit him hard.
24. Ouch.
Mm.
Yeah, and this was a key thing. Is the reason I personally don't like Twist Fate is PD is so common, and PD completely negates the effects of it.
Yeah, it eats
But
your
it
twist
does-
fate on you.
But it doesn't really, because it like twist fate again. Twist fate is a really weird mechanic, and you only remove twist fate when you take damage from a hit. So the arrow has to
But-
get past the shield and past the protection before it takes out the twist fate. I'm fairly confident that's how it works.
It is
Yeah,
how
it
it
is,
works.
but I'm just like,
But the
So it's like-
chances of a 1-point chip damage knocking it down are, I mean,
It's
just
like
the more
5%
you're
per arrow.
hit, the worse it is.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. But I think it's like 5% per arrow to trigger twist fate or something like that on white centaurs.
but the main point here is, and what I'm trying to say is, like, in this fight, for example, the PD popped most of his twist fates.
There
Yes.
was a lot of arrows.
Yes. No, I think it kind of highlights that if you had gone 1-to-1 white centers against equal numbers of Hell Hardings, would have been pretty obvious who was going to win. But the fact
Yeah.
that your white centers had to clear PD before they could even attack, plus, if we look at the early part, you had 2 of them who got separated and half surrounded, so that makes it worse. But that's always a risk, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, the other nice thing here is, like, phantasmals, dude. They attract
No, yeah.
attention.
Yeah. Now, and see, the other issue is by leading with center Hierophants, you don't have formations. Things will get better when you can start bringing out commanders and blessers separately. So that was this one. Okay, so we've got roughly equal losses here in terms of gold and so on and so forth.
He also won the fight.
He did. And that's just a harpy. This is just killing some PD. So nothing too interesting here. And a dryad mother. Okay. So do we see anything interesting scripting wise?
Why were you recruiting all these dryads?
Also, I had the gold, and they were holy 2, so I could bless all the white centaurs. And like they're
Oh.
the only 2 and I forgot to put them on hold. But they're only 2 recruitment points, and it was either that or a shitty mage. And then I would rather have dryads.
So you have no pans yet, right? I didn't see any pans. Have you bought
Not
any
yet.
pans yet? Okay.
Not yet.
But it's only turn 12.
Yeah, exactly. But
And
from here on out, I pretty much just recruit dryad mothers everywhere.
And is anybody working on the second fort? I see a
I
temple.
think I started this turn.
You started a second fort. What about you, Sabelkat?
Yeah, in the farm next to his stage
In-
province.
In the farm. This one? No.
Next to Sage, I think I started there. Might have been next turn I started it.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
You have.
there.
Yeah. And that's interesting. You're the second or third player who has taken that one and said, this is where I'm going to put my fort because it's a pretty safe location. It's pretty hard to get to. Yeah, I think you're the second or third player to put his second fort right there. There's been a lot of fort raiding in the duels. People wiping each other's forts under construction now.
But it looks
And I
like
was
you put up
actually-
the temple.
I was very paranoid about that, so I actually didn't build a fort in mid, even though like it's a control position.
Over here.
It's because I knew he could win any pitched fight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to get a fort up here because it's just so easy to bring overwhelming force against it. So then you end up, what you're doing is if you try to fort here, you're forcing it into a doomstack fight between the two players.
Yeah.
And maybe
I
you
like-
want that, maybe you don't. But
Yeah.
oh, the Allfather's back home. So did your research crank right up? Nope. Okay, he's not researching. Not too much, anyways. All right, we've kind of seen the action in 12. So, from my perspective, I don't see there's been a shift in the initiative too much. You feel there was a bit of a change, but
Have you seen the sneaky white centaurs in the middle down in Helheim?
these ones here,
Yeah.
so they
Sneaking in.
snuck past.
He's
Yeah,
just, and he was very well thought out with his white centaur movement, I will say.
okay.
There's no point where they were easy to predict.
Right.
And I was
Right.
trying a lot.
But I mean,
So I had to like combine on them.
you're sneaking around over here as well. Okay. All right. I'll jump to 13. Not many fights this time. So you
Don't
took.
think it's
Oh, you tried to take the water.
Yeah, I was like, let me see if I can take this. It's the only time I tried to, but I tried.
Well, Triton Knights are pretty nasty. Did you know it was Triton Knights?
I knew it was some. I was hoping it was one.
Okay. But the other thing is these things are a pain because they have so much
Yeah.
poison. Both a poison spear and a poison armor. Okay, well, I don't need to watch that because I don't think I'd have gone down there without 50 fishmen.
I couldn't afford it.
Yeah. Okay, here's that kind of classic thing that can happen. Well, actually, this is the Allfather, so I'm guessing he flies over the top and takes out the Hierophant. Are you still doing 5 rounds of buff? Air shield?
Yeah.
No, that's not him. There he is.
Oh, he got some gear.
Yeah, you seriously geared him up now. You decided to deal with the thunder weapons, did you? Good
Yeah, I
choice.
didn't want to use a spot of the script on dealing with it.
Sure, why not? Well, that armor is quite high shock resist, right? 25, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 25. So,
And he's also casting Iron Skin, so it's like
right. So you compensate. Okay, so this guy's bark scan gets his protection up a little bit.
And the other reason I full scripted for this, and I did for most of my interceptions, is it leaves his cavalry as forward as it can go.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, there's the greatest chance for the Allfather to start killing him after he kills the commander.
Well, yeah. So if I feel that I can't afford the fatigue, I'll script 3 buffs and then hold twice for the same reason.
Yeah.
Especially
Except
if I'm casting flight.
I expected GSSs in places, so I was like, might as well full script it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think fatigue with this party size would be a big issue in these like raiding and counter raiding operations.
You're not up in the crazy. I mean, you could easily manage all your fatigue with the girdle. Girdle would put you up really nicely. But you'd have to stay at home another turn. Now over here, okay, so you're just raiding someone. Now where? Okay, so you're chasing these with the Allfather. You're just trying to catch these White Center raiders and chase them home. Is that correct?
Yeah, because my Hellherdings don't win. Hellherdings NPD doesn't win.
Right.
I'd need like double the number of Hellherdings, but you got to remember too, I only had 4 Dom.
That's right.
So I was only making 3 Hellherdings a turn, which just isn't enough to keep up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a challenge. Alrighty. But hopefully you'll get your second Forda. And you got your temple there. Alright, this was a pretty quiet turn here, 13.
But that Allfather is so spooky with the Moss Body, Iron Skin, Protective Force, and Misform. Even the Great Swords of Sharpness has. It requires several hits of Great Swords of Sharpness before you get through some of the layers of protection.
Yeah.
But the Mistform also pops before the Moss Body pops. So the Mistform is like a twist fate when it comes to protecting against Great Swords of Sharpness.
It's good for sure.
It is. It is. If you've got enough protection. Misform with low protection is kind of garbage.
But even if you have low protection and Misform, it's still just twist fate, because then it takes 1 hit and reduces it to 1 damage.
Yeah, it's still something. All right, I'll jump. That was 13, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
An eventful first year.
Yeah, that was the one. Okay, so we got some fights. So maybe we'll just go through the messages here. So you took some indies. Oh, where'd the leader go? Did you do some assassinating?
No.
No.
Actually, I didn't even think about this one.
Huh. Well, there was no commander there. There should have been a Camazotz. Normally with these, there's a Camazotz, so they just run away. I don't know why there's no leader there. That was weird. Where was that? Okay, just a glitch in the generation of the independence. It failed to generate a Zot's commander.
Maybe did Darkwolf try to take it at some point and kill the commander and then died?
I don't think. No, I didn't.
No, I don't. I didn't see any fights here before. And not
Yeah,
only
no,
that,
just,
you can't actually
just
snipe the Zot's commander because the Zots land on top of you right away.
I believe it's possible it's like a site or something screwed with it.
Yeah,
That's
something wonky
normally
went
my
there.
guess.
Yeah, but we've seen some funny things. Like we saw a bunch of 3 commanders and nothing else in a whole bunch of provinces yesterday, which I thought was really weird. But Loggy said sometimes in small wastelands it'll do that. It'll get
That's a
no
small
troops at
wasteland
all.
thing.
Yeah. So, okay, and what do we got here? Okay, so that's your profit. I was going to say there's no Hierophants there. Ooh, you caught that hell, Carl.
Well, that Hellcaller, I should note, was going into melee.
Did he go into melee? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
On purpose or?
Yeah.
Rookie mistake. No, but it's.
Oh yeah, so you put up skill. Oh, you've given him a Baneblade.
Yeah, I got it from an event, so I'm like, might as well.
Oh, Fulik just
I'd have to
commented
look at
in the chat that maybe the Kazots died to a disease or something. Whatever the Zot's commander was in there. Anyways, it was funny to see Zots with no commander.
And he's a Hall of Famer and everything.
Yeah, and he's also fatigued out. So no, I don't think his script was wrong.
No, I don't think he was actually set to attack. He was.
No.
I think he was.
No,
set to
they
cast
just.
to...
But he fatigued out, so he got caught. He couldn't run away. Yeah, there we go. So he tosses up a skeleton, and that does him in for a single skeleton. That didn't pay off. Oh well. No. You can't always predict that kind of goofy stuff. All right, what else? We saw that one. And oh, you caught a couple white centaurs with no bless.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's it for 14. So
yeah.
Well, interesting. We've only got 7 turns left. So something must happen very soon here that's a bit devastating.
But you got your fort up this turn, and you're recruiting those indie sacreds. It looks like.
Oh, lots of fights this turn. I want to glance at the map before. So there's your fort.
This is when the game speed goes way up. I think an important thing to note here is I'm actually, if you're paying attention to the province count, I'm bleeding land.
You are bleeding land. Let's have a look.
Comparatively.
Not yet.
Because so I'm taking indies, but he's taking my provinces.
Okay,
like if you look positionally.
Yes. Oh yeah, he's looping around over here.
The hold for me is the Allfather.
Right, he's looping around you here.
Yeah, the only reason I'm successfully taking provinces is his fear of said Allfather.
So he keeps trying to dodge from it. So it catches a couple white centaurs there without, so they must have been just left behind. And we've got a sage. Has this guy got gems? I want to see if he's got gems. He has gems.
He does.
Okay, so there are now. And did you see this?
I'll be honest with you. I didn't see this.
You didn't notice there was gem carrying sages going yet? Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Well, that's ugly, dirty trick stuff.
I actually looked at the fight and forgot to check it for gems. I was like, buffing.
Okay, you thought it was, just buffing.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that, but it was what I thought at the time.
Well, it happens, depending on how quickly you're playing. Okay, what have we got over here? Just counter raid. And, okay, that failed. But that was just very cheap raid. And you had actually bought Darkwolf reasonable PD. Nothing huge, but 12. But 12 will block some things. Okay.
Well, my PD buys were primarily for when I was fighting with Hell Herdings there.
Right. And, 15 against some trolls. Okay, pretty tasty. Well, thank
These
God you
actually
got
Indies
that
I was
fort
about
up
to take.
already.
Yeah.
If that fort was still under construction, you'd be Russian reinforcements over there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And up
I'm
here,
still staring down that temple he has outside his cap.
this one here. Yeah, because he
Yeah.
wanted to be able to buy the Pegasus Riders.
Hmm. And
Okay.
it looked really tasty.
Hmm. All right. Shall we jump ahead?
Yep,
Okay.
I think so.
Go to 16. Oh, wow. Okay, lots and
Yeah,
lots of fights. Shall we click through them? Let's do it that. All right, so you killed some PD. Big whoopee. I don't think there's anything much to see there. What do we got here? You came up against PD. You lost a little bit of one white centaur. Nothing too much else to see there. Oh, look at that. Just running around with some satyrs to kill PD.
Yep.
So that's probably
Satyrs are
your forward
underrated.
recruit. They're fine. Yeah. And they're cheap.
They're underrated. I don't
I
see
would
them
like-
recruited anywhere near as much as I think they should be.
Okay, so that one was fairly costly. But that's pretty good PD. Jade Maidens plus a Vanhurst built. I mean, that's one of the advantages to Helheim PD is you actually get a good mage as your starting commander with PD. I think I want to just see if there's anything really interesting here. Okay, so you've kept some of the guys back.
Oh shit.
Oh, you didn't hold an attack and they're not going to get blessed.
Yeah.
That's why you lost so many. They
That
didn't get
expensive.
blessed. Yeah. Yeah, that was a bit. Oh, and what have we got? Okay, he's just doing some lightning bolts, of course.
Oh,
Of
that's
course.
dumb.
Yeah, that's what cost you here.
Well,
No
in
question
the heat of
about it.
blitzing,
It happens.
it happens. Player fatigue is a real thing.
It is. It is. Well, I don't know if I mentioned to you, but a year ago, I tried to do 6-player free-for-all blitzes and stream them at the same time. I stopped doing that. That was just unbelievably too hard.
Yes.
The quality of my play was terrible. I was trying to keep a patter up. And I actually did it where I'd let other people come in for voice, so then there's people talking my ear off, and
Okay.
it was crazy. All right.
Yeah.
Well, now we see what happened. So that was Anthrast. But you attacked Helheim?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. You snuck across and you
I
attacked
skipped
his capital.
I
Yeah,
skipped from the province down there.
Right
and
here,
because
you
there's
just skipped
roads-
across?
No. From the down to the left.
This
Down
one.
to the left. Yeah. Because of the road connections, I could skip that middle province and attack directly into his cap.
And it's worth
Oh, what a pain in the ass. Go ahead, Darkwolf.
Hmm?
Oh, did we lose him?
He's just muted his mic, so it's probably something.
Oh,
But,
okay. Okay, well, let's watch it. I mean, that's a lot of white centaurs.
Yep.
Oh, the Dryad Mother's way the heck up front. Did you do that on purpose?
Oh, I did expect a cap assault, but I had nothing there that I expected to defend the cap.
This was really lucky and really sloppy scripted of me.
I was going to say, that could have gone really bad.
Yep. No, better lucky than good. Wow. I made a lot of super bad scripting also.
Boy, your lucky Ravis was working for you, that one.
Yep.
That could have gone so bad.
Yeah.
21 white centaurs retreating because the commander died.
Yeah, that would have been awkward.
And you also put this under siege.
Mm-hmm.
And you just left these Pegasus Riders alone. So I'm guessing the income graph is going to look horrific. Wow, you got all his income in one go. That hurts.
Yeah, so that was what's called a good turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we got little tiny counter raids.
And I expected, like, I semi-expected it, but I wasn't sure how much he'd bring. And I kind of was like, oh, let me see what's happening when the turn rolls. And it was just like, oh, no.
Oh no, yeah. Oh no.
But
Well, I
then
think
again, the big issue is I can't even threaten his sacreds with mine,
yeah,
let alone my troops.
But there's your Allfather, and you have not met up with any of the great sword of sharpnesses that you expected. But the trouble is, it's only one Allfather. Now he kind of has to run for home. Okay. So, any other comments here on 16? I mean, that's.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Well, my only comment is I think the game just turned the situation. I'm guessing. Let's see 17. So, do you knock him back off your capital? And there is a battle in Helheim. Okay, he didn't stay. He just left a harpy there.
Yeah, but I expected him to say.
You should look at the top battle, Malland.
Pardon me?
Top battle in
the
that
top battle.
log.
Go to read messages. The top one.
This one here?
Just click view.
Oh. Oh my gosh. And you rolled out the Frostfather.
Yeah,
oh gosh.
I teleported in my first file, and I had already pre-stealthed.
And
I had a lot of.
That was that. Dual poof.
Yes.
And that was the moment where the game was like, okay.
Yeah. So.
Because I was losing with him, and he was still like the linchpin.
Right.
And that one I will say was like a mixture of fatigue and like thinking he would expect me to stealth, so not waste a teleport.
Okay, so you chose not to stealth that turn.
I chose to go protect my in construction fort in my cap circle because I could make it there moving one turn. So I expected him to target that province. And I knew like he was either going to sit on the cap or attack that. And I'm like, I need to interrupt this. He's not going to expect me to move. He's going to expect me to stealth away. But I was wrong.
All right.
I was actually expecting your god to go back to save your capital because I thought he had enough movement speed to reach your capital and kick off my wet centaurs.
He does not. Yeah, that's the thing. He didn't have enough move to reach my cap.
Oh god.
But he was going to come back and try to save this fort. Okay. So, is this the turn you kind of said, I think we're done, or to yourself?
Yeah, I think I even told him, like, good play. I think it's over, but I'm going to play it out a bit more.
Okay, so, anything else we really want to see? So we saw the real highlights here, so let's just go over this once again. Magic Duel, boom. And you did magic phase to your Frostfather to teleport on top of him and toss the Magic Duel, so you didn't catch him he moved where you were. And how many of these sages have you got running around with your armies? Not very many.
Right? I think most of them is actually in my capital.
Okay, so you really didn't set out a whole bunch of sage Magic Duel traps all over the place. At least not yet. Okay. Shall we jump to 18?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So we're close to done.
This is like it for the interesting gameplay.
Yeah. Okay, so counter raids, counter raids. Your capital is free. But so you decided to take out those that temple and those
exactly.
Yeah.
Wind Riders.
I didn't even have anyone to blossom there. I couldn't afford the money.
Right. Well, yeah. Let's take a look here.
And
one of your income was
game as I was like, even when my income was doing well, my stuff is so much more expensive than his.
Right.
I think Johnny is the one that told me this. It's like if you play elves, then you need to have 2 times the income to have the same amount of stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Spaniards are like 260 gold.
Yes. They're very pricey.
Yeah, silly.
And
silly.
And you really have no way to call your god back because most of your Van Herses are running around.
Mm-hmm.
They're out fighting. So you'd have to pull all your Van Herses back home. Let's just check your research. Were you researching with Van Herses or Van Jarls?
I had a couple Van Jarls specifically because he didn't have chakras on his bless,
Yes.
and I was gonna like shift into Lightning Bolt Air Alley. But good chunk were also Van Herses. But it was also a situation where I knew that by the time my god came back, it was like, okay.
Yeah, it's too late.
Because he just, the second it died, it's like he had nothing to threaten him. Because my Sacreds lose, PD dumps lose, everything loses.
I just noticed your pretender name, Jovsy. Were you making a pun? Were you making a pun on Rolf?
Yeah, because I was actually gonna run. We have a little like a Discord channel, and I was just talking to him, and I was gonna run. Like at first, I'm like, should I run boring stats and Stygian skin, which might have done much better, or would have done much better, realistically.
Mm.
It would have been like full stats and Stygian skin dormant, and he has no magic weapons because why would you take magic weapons against Helheim?
Right.
But I'm like, I want to do something funnier. Rob's like, you should take the Allfather, and that's what I did.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I just noticed that you had. I just noticed that you'd made that. I figured that was the Joman Ralphsy combination name. Everybody was having a hoot watching him play Abyssia because but it's Ralphsy. All he ever plays is Joman.
Mm-hmm.
He knows.
He refused to join a
middle
middle-age game I hosted because it wasn't LA. Can you believe it?
Yeah. That sounds like Ralphsy. Okay. Anybody got any highlights that I should look at here? Or
I think is it the turn after next? You can see me attempting to do like one last huzzah.
All right. You got any major things I should look at? Well, let's jump ahead then. Let's jump to 19. We've only got 3 turns left saved. So we're effectively done.
Was it turn 19? It was turn 20 that something interesting happened.
Yeah.
19 was just the crumbling of my empire.
So the only thing you've got left happening here is a single Hell Herding with 2 Magi. Other than that, you've pulled back, you've retreated. Some of these Pangaean attacks fail.
I've just died.
Yeah, you're basically dead. Everything's under siege.
It's just full speed on all the centaurs.
Your income is kaput. Because he's cut it off here again. And that's about it. All right, I'll jump to 20.
I think that's at one point there's a hell herding that's getting eaten by a crocodile, which I found was a bit funny. But,
yeah, that is kind of funny. Okay, here's your attempt to break out. Nope, that's just a little bit.
It's a turn after, I think.
Oh, it's in 21. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did you thug this guy up or did he just get caught?
No, he just got caught.
He got caught. Okay.
I was hoping to, because against PD, they actually win solo because regen.
Mm-hmm.
But he had stuff there. So I was like.
Okay. And these other ones, good grief.
Oh, 39. No, this is the turn. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Give you the fight. Yeah.
Okay,
I killed
10
one
Hell Herdings.
centaur.
Did you have some extra cool magic you were able to bring out? Any gear on these guys? Gems. Okay. So you got some air elementals.
I didn't actually have it researched until this turn, so I couldn't script it.
Ah, but they did cast it. They're doing the lessers. Yeah.
But it just isn't enough.
No, it's just not enough. No, it's just not enough. Alrighty. So you conceded. We have a turn 21, but there's probably nothing to see there.
I think I just broke siege with it scripted and like died again.
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah. Oh, a thing of note, if you look to the left,
Mm-hmm.
to the left side of the map, I think it's 2 or 3 turns ago. In the far left corner of the map, I built a fort. I summoned a fort with a pen.
Oh yeah, you didn't build any forts all game, did you? Yeah.
I actually had that. I think I've had that for a couple of turns at this point.
Yeah, you're not the only one. That's your national spell, the Bramble Fort.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you can see all the Maenads that's in the other forest who was about to make a second fort.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, thank you guys. Thank you very much. I'm glad we were able to get together.
Mm-hmm.
And both of you guys have another game coming up. Maybe I'll just bring the bracket over for a second, just to quickly go over that. Where am I here? Bracket. Come on. Too many things open. There it is. And I gotta slide that over. There we go. So on the bracket, and we'll probably get you started up.
I should probably design my Scalaria God.
Yeah, you and Barquet are pretty much ready to go, so I'll get your game prepped and hosted. And then Sabelkat, we don't know who you're fighting yet.
Nope.
Silence and Lucid, actually, they might be a week to finish up.
Yeah.
Lucid postponed. They got some turns done, but Lucid got very tired. He sounds like he's struggling a bit. He's been having a tough time sleeping, so they're not sure they'll continue till next week.
What I've heard is that they put it on slow mode and they're just taking turns once in a while. So
I did set them up. Yeah, they are playing slow, but they got a lot of turns done. You could see it in the game channel.
Yeah.
It's just that he got tired out last night. So, anyways, we'll see how that goes. And then other news on the bracket is that's about all we know right now. Everything else is kind of waiting. The Gay Dad and Ben Sphinx game is going in slow mode. Latch and Holiday Dota got quite a bit done, but they're far from finished. And Polder and Demosthenes have barely started. Oh, and the Balls and the Chaos Cow is going slowly. So it's going to be a while till round 2 sort of gets rolling. All right, I'm going to
Let's hope
end
that
the
he
stream
can't
and-
interpret what I'm doing based off the sounds of my clicking.
Oh, he's hoping Darkwolf is also prepping for the next episode of All Stars. Well, I don't know what your status is on your All Stars vids. Mine are way behind.
I'm doing the. Oh, is that HP talk? Is HP talking in chat? I can't see the chat.
No, to see the chat, you'd have to be over on my YouTube. But actually, no, it's Negative Assurance is just asking. I think he's looking forward to seeing you and HP do some more vids.
We've actually recorded the second episode.
Oh, good. Okay.
We're just, I think HP's editing.
He's editing. All right, I'm gonna. I think Lucid got heat. Yeah, Negative Assurance. But anyways, I'll talk to you in Discord. I'm gonna end the stream, and I've got some other organizing to do today.
sure thing.
Thanks, guys.
See you around.
See